You were born not in silence. You were born in a scream.
There. Rest.
Jerusalem, 1161. A city people die for. A city people cross the sea in rusty armor for, never seeing the desert. Holy land. Holy because soaked in blood of 3 religions. Your father, Omri I, King of Jerusalem. Your mother, Agnes de Courtenay. You are born heir to a throne standing on a volcano. In the east, a storm gathers. Its name, Saladin. At 6, you were given into the care of William of Tyre. He is not just a teacher, he is a human library.
What does it say?
He knows the history of the Crusades as if he had walked with Godfrey of Bouillon.
The Great
Knows
Crusade
theology,
began here,
rhetoric,
at Acre. The army
military
marched
strategy,
inland to Jerusalem.
speaks 6
A pivotal
languages,
battle was fought
writes
here.
a chronicle of
Behold,
the kingdom,
the eternal truths
methodically,
of Latin,
every day,
the philosophy
like a
of the
prayer.
Greeks, and the
He looks
collective
at you the
knowledge of
first
Arabic.
day and sees not a prince, sees a student. This is the best he could do. You answer him the same.
Chronicles reveal a
See
truth
not
long
a
forgotten.
servant, not a courtier.
The
See
time
a
has
person
come
who
for
knows
you to
what you do
lead.
not, and
I will
therefore
make you
a
proud.
necessary person.
Go now, with
You quickly
courage.
find common language. He asks questions others do not ask. Not what is said in the Bible,
Esther, I've
but
had the
why
most
did it happen?
brilliant idea.
Not who won,
do
but
tell,
what
my
mistake
boy.
did the
If we
loser
combine
make?
these 2 spells,
You
we
learn
could
to
create
think,
something new.
not to memorize, to think. This is a rare gift for a prince. Usually,
Here is the
princes are
castle.
taught to
The
remember.
path is
You
treacherous.
are taught to understand.
We must be cautious.
Childhood in Jerusalem, a mix of 2 worlds. By day, you study Latin, Greek, Arabic. Not all princes
Behold,
learn this,
the
but
eternal
your
truths
father
of Latin,
insists.
the philosophy
says,
of the
an enemy
Greeks,
whose
and the
language you
collective
know is
knowledge of
already
Arabic.
half not an enemy. You learn Arabic with a boy servant named Yusuf. He teaches you words
Look
not
at
in
these
textbooks,
symbols. They're so
real
strange.
words, street
It's a
words.
map, maybe to hidden
In the
treasure,
evening, the
or a secret
stables.
passage in
You
the
fall
old
in love
castle.
with
Let's
horses
find out.
before you fall in love with people. They are honest. A horse does not flatter. A horse does not plot. If a horse does not love you, it simply throws you. You value this directness. You fall off a horse 7 times before your 8th birthday. You are 9 when teacher William of Tyre notices something strange. Children play. You play with them. You pinch each other. Who screams louder? Everyone flinches. You do not. You laugh. Look at your hand. The teacher looks too and stops breathing. He knows what it is. Everyone knows what it is, but no one speaks aloud because the word is scarier than the disease itself. If spoken, it becomes real. Leprosy, the plague, disease of the outcasts. You learn later. You are told carefully. Doctors choose words as they choose weapons,
The
so as
enemy
not to
gathers
kill
strength from the
prematurely.
dunes. We must
Your
act
body
now before they
betrays you
reach the
from
gates.
inside.
He must lead us.
Nerves die. You stop feeling hands, then legs. The disease moves slowly, unhurried, like a siege. You do not cry. You do not yet understand. Understanding will come later, in the mirror. Your father dies in 1174. You are 13. You are king. King of Jerusalem, the city of the Holy Sepulchre, the city defended by crusaders with swords and prayers, the city every Muslim ruler from Cairo to Damascus wants to take back. And this city, now, is yours. With sick hands, with a body that is falling apart, with a diagnosis that by church law makes you unclean. By law, a leper cannot rule, cannot touch people, cannot live among the living. But you are king, and laws are written by people, and people sometimes make exceptions. Regent Raymond of Tripoli looks at you like a temporary phenomenon. A boy with leprosy will not last long. Let him sit on the throne until he dies. Then we will see who is next. You see this look. You remember it, and decide not to die on someone else's schedule. You learn to control a body that betrays you. When fingers stop obeying, you learn to sign documents with your wrist. When legs weaken,
Soldiers,
you learn to
advance
ride a
for honor
horse
and
so no
victory.
one sees
Yes,
how you hold
my
on.
lord. Move.
When face begins to change, you wear a mask. The mask of a king. Cold dignity, straight back, gaze that asks no pity, voice that does not tremble. You understand early, if you show weakness, you will be eaten. Not enemies outside, your own. Barons waiting for your death to divide the throne. 1177, you are 16. Saladin comes with an army, 80,000 men. He wants to crush Jerusalem in one blow. He looks at the Christian kingdom as a thorn long overdue to be removed. Your commanders advise retreat, shelter behind walls, wait it out. You refuse. You mount a horse with hands that barely feel reins. You lead the army to Montgisard. Battle of Montgisard. 500 knights against 80,000. By all laws of war, it is suicide. But you attack when Saladin's army is stretched on the march, suddenly, harshly, without hesitation. Saladin flees. For the first time in life, flees. The boy with leprosy defeated the greatest general of his time. Europe doesn't believe it. Saladin neither. Victory does not heal the body. You return to Jerusalem a hero, but at night lie alone, feeling the disease at work, slowly, methodically. Fingers no longer obey at all. Doctors try to help. They do all they know. By 12th century standards, much. By your disease's standards, nothing. Leprosy is not cured, only halted by prayer, and even then briefly. You pray. You are not superstitious, but you are clever. You understand, faith holds people together. Faith holds the army. Faith holds the kingdom. If the king stops believing, others stop too. Around you circle like vultures. Guy of Lusignan marries your sister Sibylla. He wants the throne. He is sure he will get it. You are too ill to leave an heir, so the throne will pass through your sister. You look at Guy, see a man without strategy, handsome, ambitious, empty. You remove him from command. Guy does not understand. Barons revolt. You explain calmly, as one explains to people unwilling to hear. The kingdom is not a prize, it is duty. Years pass. The disease takes you in parts. First, hands, then sight. You begin to blind. Left eye stops seeing, then right. The world shrinks to shadows and voices. But you continue to receive envoys, continue to sign decrees, continue to rule. You are carried on litters. You cannot walk. You can barely speak, lips disobey, but you think. You remember every baron by name, every treaty, every betrayal. Blind, feeble boy on a litter, and still king. You understand the kingdom will not survive you as it is, not because you are a bad king, because around you people who think of themselves. Guy of Lusignan thinks of the crown, Raymond thinks of power, barons think of lands. No one thinks of Saladin. But Saladin thinks of Jerusalem, always, every day. You alone understand the scale of threat, alone see, even blind, what the sighted miss. This loneliness is scarier than disease. 1185. You are 24. You have lived with leprosy 15 years. Impossible. Incredible. Doctors cannot explain. The church calls it a miracle.
My lord, I implore
you
you,
call
heed the
it
divine
stubbornness.
counsel. Your counsel is
Body
not preached, but I
destroyed.
will not
You
yield.
cannot see, cannot walk. Hands wrapped in cloth, because looking at them is even hard for you. You lie in Jerusalem, in the city people died for.
My
But
final
you
will,
are not
see it
dead
done.
yet.
It will be
You
as you
dictate
command.
last
We will
decrees,
ensure
try
it
to
on
build
our
a
honor.
system to survive without you. Appoint regents, write conditions, try to foresee every betrayal. You know it is useless, but you do it, because duty does not vanish with sight. Spring 1185, you die. Quietly, no screams, no theater. You are 24. You ruled 11 years. You won a battle you should not have won. You held the kingdom with hands that felt nothing. You are buried in Jerusalem, in the church of the Holy Sepulchre, where kings are buried. You are a leper, by all laws unclean, but buried next to the healthy, because some laws are written by people, others by life. After you comes Guy of Lusignan, handsome, confident, alive.
My
In
brothers, the
1187,
time has
he
come.
leads an
We
army
must
to
stand
Hattin
united.
and loses everything. Jerusalem falls. Saladin enters the city you held with dying hands 11 years. 1 year for your successor to lose what you preserved against all. Historians will debate you. Some will say
He was a
tragic
tyrant.
hero.
Nonsense.
Others, blind
Is the
boy
truth?
on
This
litters who
document
could not
confirms
control
his
barons.
This betrayal
Others
is
still,
treason. You
a
will
symbol,
pay for this. Your
and
schemes
others,
end now.
a warning. But the truth is simpler. You were a boy, they told. You are sick. You are unclean. You will not last long. Step aside. And you answered, no. Not from pride, from understanding. While you live, there is someone who sees the threat, who thinks of tomorrow, who remembers that a kingdom is its people, not its throne. You lived between pain and duty. You chose duty every time. Sometimes at night, the wind moves through the streets of old Jerusalem. Narrow streets, stone streets, streets that remember everything. And if you listen closely, you can imagine the sound of a litter on the cobblestones, a blind king being carried to council, who sees nothing but knows more than all the sighted men in the room. Not a ghost, a reminder.